Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a really fun, really delicious and really tropical recipe for you all. So this does require some specific equipment, but I'll be giving you all options, so don't feel like you have to use what I have on hand. So today we're going to be making mango ice cream, and of course it's going to be vegan, plant-based and refined sugar free. So let's go ahead, get started. So today the base of our ice cream is going to be cashew and coconut milk. Now in place of coconut milk, you can use almond, oat, soy, any kind of nut milk or dairy free milk of your choice. And of course I would say try and maintain that cashew cream that we're going to blend up and make right now as the other base, because it's really high in fat. So especially if you're going to blend say soy milk or oat milk, it'll end up being not as rich and creamy, but of course it'll be lower calorie. So if that's what you're aiming for, then maybe that swap will be good for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first I have about 1.5 cup of cashews that I've soaked in hot water for 2 hours. Alternatively, you can just soak it at room temperature water for 6 to 8 hours, or you can do hot water for 1 to 2 hours. So now that that's done already, and I'm using raw organic cashews. So some of them actually even have their skins on, but that's completely fine. It's not going to make any difference to the taste, and mostly after soaking, the skin kind of comes off on its own, so don't worry about that. Now let's go ahead and strain these, and then we'll grab our blender and add everything directly into the blender to make things super easy for ourselves. So this is my blender, and I'm going to go ahead and strain this. Alright, so the cashews are done straining now. Let's go ahead and add them into our blender soon. Alright. Next up, we're going to add 1 cup of coconut milk. And now ideally, I would say you can refrigerate this milk once you buy the ingredient, and also try to not shake it up too much when you're measuring it out. That way all the thick creamy bits will be what come into your measuring cup first, and then that will end up with you having a much thicker, creamier, richer ice cream as well. So just using a spoon to scrape the cup down. Alright, now to this we're going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You can also use sunflower oil or any neutral tasting oil. We just really want that mango flavor to shine through. So try to keep it neutral, and as far as possible cold pressed organic. Otherwise regular oil also works. Alright, next up we're going to add a scant cup of mango puree, and this is freshly made mango puree, since mangoes are now in season in Bombay, which is where I live. So as far as possible, of course, if you use fresh fruit, the flavors are going to be fresher. But of course, canned fruit also works. I know a lot of places don't have seasonal fruits such as mangoes. You can even swap this for something like a pumpkin puree to get a more hearty ice cream flavor in place of mango. But of course, use seasonal fruit. That's my recommendation for this ice cream. Alright, so about 3/4 scant 1 cup of mango puree. Alright, next we're going to add 1/4 cup of liquid jaggery, and this ingredient is easily available for me locally, but you can also use maple syrup, or if you're not vegan, you can also use honey or any other liquid sweetener of your preference. I'm just using liquid jaggery because this is very easily available for me, and it's a part of the local culture where I live. So 1/4 cup of that. Alright, next up 1/3 cup of brown sugar. You can use cane sugar, brown sugar, coconut sugar, date sugar, any kind of granulated sweetener of your choice. So 1/3 cup going in. Alright, to this we're going to add a splash of vanilla. And vanilla is just a nice flavor to help bring out all other flavors that you're adding to any recipe. So, of course, the higher grade you use, the better the final product and the flavor. So I'm using my fancy vanilla here. So about a teaspoon. And then finally we're going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And this is actually just going to help bring out all the sweet flavors that are in there. And that's about it. We're just going to go ahead and blend this up now, and then we're going to refrigerate this overnight. And this is an extremely important step. I could not emphasize that more, because that refrigeration is really going to help chill that base, and it's going to help us churn that ice cream faster. Now I will be using my ice cream machine tomorrow, but you can of course also do this directly in the freezer, and there's this freezing and hand churning method that I'll go over with you guys tomorrow as we get the ice cream ready. We're also going to make some really delicious hazelnuts that we're going to roast up and also caramelize a little bit to just add some crunch. We'll also add in some fresh mango. So we're going to do all of that tomorrow and blend this up for now and refrigerate. Alright, and this goes straight into the refrigerator now overnight, and then tomorrow morning the ice cream will be ready to churn.